Welcome back to Gun Daddy, everyone. I want to get right into this. I want to talk about gun safety, and this is the reason why.
A horrific tragedy in Akron where police say an 8-year-old boy got his hands on a gun inside his home and he shot himself in the chest. Thanks for being here with us. I'm Katie Houston.
And I'm Damon Maloney. Thank you for joining us at 5 o'clock. That child was taken to the hospital but did not survive the shooting. Now, as News 5 anchor Tracy Carlos reports, police are trying to figure out how he got that weapon.
What happened in Akron Monday shook this neighborhood.
It's just heartbreaking. It's heart-wrenching.
This is a very devastating loss to the family and a shock to the community.
Police were called to a home on Evergreen Avenue after receiving a frantic call from a mother. Police say an 8-year-old boy picked up an unsecured gun in the home and accidentally shot himself in the chest.
We don't know. What we do know is that it was accessed from inside the house. Don't know where exactly it was taken from, and really in that regard, unfortunately, it doesn't matter because the gun was unsecured, right?
The Summit County Medical Examiner's Office has identified the child as D'Angelo Darrell Elkhorn, a student here at this Akron Elementary School.
Just heard all the sirens.
A neighbor who didn't want to be identified saw what was unfolding and feared that something awful had happened.
I think that's every parent's worst nightmare, is that, that you would see one of your children die before you did.
Unintentional injuries are our number one way of child dying, and firearm injuries and deaths are number one. It's the number one cause of injury for a child. It's surpassed motor vehicle accidents at this point.
Akron Children's Hospital has programs to educate adults about gun safety.
Okay.
And ways to keep little ones from getting their hands on guns.
This is really good for younger kids.
Experts suggest keeping the ammunition separate from the gun and the gun always locked.
Take the magazine out and it goes through the gun.
The hospital, Akron Police, and dozens of other police departments and agencies in Summit County offer free gun locks. Sherry Blair told me they offer programs. They're at community events and have gun locks to help families make sure that their kids are safe.
Our main goal is to work together to keep kids safe. And one of the things to do that is to securely store firearms.
In Akron, Tracy Carlos, News 5.
This was the fourth child this year in Northeast Ohio to get their hands on a gun and shoot themselves.
That's right. I want to talk about this because this happened in a city right next door to where I live, Akron. Akron's pretty rough. It's pretty crazy how rough it's gotten. But we're here to talk about gun safety. Why are we not locking up our guns in houses with children? Okay. I want to talk about several things that I do with my firearms, when I get home with my guns and stuff like that. I work with firearms, and every day when I get home from work, I clear my weapon and put it back in the holster, and it's locked in there. Okay? That's the only weapon in the house besides my wife's firearm that sits in a lockbox that only she can get into, that's loaded in this house. All these firearms behind me are unloaded. There's nothing in any of these weapons, not one. These are all empty. Every single one of these weapons are empty on this wall. Okay? Yeah, there's a couple rounds in these. But guess what? Guess what else I have? To even get into this room in my house, there's a steel scissor security door to get into this room. Okay? I put this door in because I knew what I was going to be doing down here, and I knew I didn't want my children down here, and I didn't want intruders to be able to get down in here. So I put a big old steel security door up. Nice. Does the charm, okay? It's crazy to me that 4 children, I believe just this past year, died or something like this happened just in Akron, I believe.
And separate from any ammunition. Now, here in Ohio, those kinds of decisions are up to each gun owner, since our state doesn't have gun storage laws, and it won't let cities make their own rules on gun storage either. We told you 1 year ago when Columbus tried to pass its own city regulation requiring gun owners to lock up their firearms so children could not get to them. We showed you this video of a gun going off inside a Columbus home after a toddler found it in the couch cushions. The father was charged under the city's new safe storage law, but a lawsuit was filed and the courts sided against the city. Gun rights advocates from the Buckeye Firearms Association said it was too complicated to ask gun owners to know the different rules in every Ohio city.
That is such a tragic and preventable situation, but there needs to be accountability for individuals who leave their guns in a couch cushion.
Setting up a situation in which someone who wants to be law-abiding is constantly tripping over the various laws and regulations.
Since Ohio doesn't have safe storage laws, we also don't really have consistency statewide when it comes to filing charges. In one case, a father was charged. We told you back in April when a 3-year-old in Brunswick Hills found a gun in the family garage and fatally shot himself. That man pleaded guilty to endangering children in the case late last month and is scheduled to be sentenced in January.
What's funny to me is in that video on the news, they're talking about safe storage laws for guns. And there shouldn't be. We shouldn't need those. We shouldn't need those at all, because you should be smart enough as a gun owner to know that you shouldn't have your firearm loaded just laying around in your house with young children. Now, I mean, let alone children. I mean, you already got to worry about just dumb people, dumb adults, which these people must fall into that category. But you have to be careful with children. Children are always looking for something to get into. This is Gun Daddy. I have a ton of children. I have 6 children. I have another one on the way. Okay? My guns are always stored safely, unloaded, besides the one that I take to work with me all the time. And when that gun is with me, like I said, when I get home, it's cleared. I immediately rounds out of the chamber, that gun goes back into the holster, and guess what? That holster's right next to me at all times. Right next to me. If I get up, it goes with me. Like, what are you guys doing? There shouldn't be incidents where a child almost shoots himself because you put your guns in the couch. Your gun is just shoved into the couch. We need to do better as gun owners, because this is the type of stuff that makes the crazy anti-gun people go even harder at us. Okay? The ones who are doing what we're supposed to do. Okay? This was just a quick one. Be safer with your firearms, guys. Come on. We cannot risk the lives of children like this over stupidity. Do better. Like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Have a good day. This has been Gun Daddy.